So today we're going to have a think about sustainability, and we'll start off with having a look at the Nazori family. I lived in Cairo, Egypt for a while, and this is actually my domestic helper, and I was quite horrified to find out the place she actually lived with all of her family. That is actually her family there, and they lived in the most terrible conditions. In the background you can see a concrete factory that polluted the environment, destroyed the environment and produced huge amounts of waste, and I was really quite shocked to see the conditions that they lived in. Clearly this is not sustainable development. So let's have a look. One of the things is something called the Club of Rome, and they said that factories will keep on producing more and more and more stuff, and they can see industrial output there, more and more stuff being created. But eventually there'll be a limit. There has to be a limit because there's only so many resources in the earth, and there you can see industrial output going down. But the worrying thing for us is that food is likely to do the same, and then population will start decreasing. We don't want to be in a situation where people start dying because they haven't got enough resources. Have a watch of the Impossible Hamster movie and have a think about it. What would happen if one hamster just kept on growing and growing and growing and doubling its size? Now have a think, why do we expect industry and food production to be able to do the same? Of course it can't. There has to be a limit to it. So watch this video through and make some make some notes on that. Here is a definition of sustainable development. Notice it is about developing, it is about people's needs. It is saying that people need food, people have the right to a comfortable lifestyle. So it's not saying we just stop producing things. What it is saying is that we try to make sure that people get everything they need, but in a way that doesn't destroy the environment, so it's available for our children. And we'll go back to Mrs. Nazori here as well. She would want to leave an environment where her children had enough resources to use. So, some questions for you to consider and discuss. I would like you to discuss these on Google Moderator. And why should we try to live in a sustainable way? And what are the benefits of living in a sustainable way? There's a video for you to watch there. It gives you some reasons why we should all try to live in a sustainable way. We do all live on the same planet, and we will all eventually suffer if we carry on as we are. There are different interpretations of sustainable development. Not all of them are as good, shall we say, as the one that we've just talked about. You can see more definitions of sustainable development on page 43. Syllabus asks you to think about large organisations and how they are trying to be sustainable. First of all, we'll have a think about BP. Watch this cute little video and then list any ways that you can possibly see that there will be examples of the company trying to be sustainable. Try to find if there are any at all, because when I watched the video, all I could see was cute cartoon characters. Here's one of our stars. This is Ray Anderson, and he owns a carpet company called Interface. In fact, it is the carpet company that's made the carpets that we use in Island School. Have a read of the video and try to explain what he's doing to make his company more sustainable. There's another video, and it helps you to understand some things that are going on. He does talk about environmental degradation and how he changes his company to stop environmental degradation and environmental damage. He said that he wants to leave a good world for his grandchildren. Some of the things that he's doing, which I really love, is recycling all of the cuts of carpet. You can see that they actually call the carpet Cool Blue Food. If you're wondering what Cool Blue is, it's a special custom-made recycling bin machine specifically for the offcuts of carpet. So have a read the video and make some notes. They talk about the 7 different things that they do to try to be sustainable, and you can see those 7 things on page 45, which you need to make notes. Another company that has a slightly different idea of sustainable development is Unilever. The guys at Unilever have a very, very bold mission. They want to double the size of their business, but use fewer resources. Now, he's not absolutely clear on this, if this is resources per unit of production or total resources. I'd like to think they are doubling resources, so producing twice as much for half what they're using now. But I'll let you read the video to see what you think about it. He does talk about something which is using 1.3 planets. Actually, now it's 1.5 planets. Can you click on this link here to try and find out some information about the ecological footprint, and what exactly does he mean when he talks about using 1.3 planets? There's some notes here that you can complete using page 45. There are the 7 ways the interface is trying to be sustainable. They call it the 7 steps of Mount Sustainability, and also there's some space there that you can use to talk about how Unilever is going to go sustainable. After you watch the videos through and made your notes to the PowerPoint, if you have any questions, your first port of call should be your study buddy. Contact them through Skype, Facebook or email. If you still can't resolve those issues, or you can't get into contact with them, just jump onto the Google Moderator and add your questions or observations. Everybody should look at Google Moderator for each lesson, and on here you should try to answer any questions that other students have by posting replies, or if you've got the same question, tick a thumbs up, click on the green tick, and that question will work to the top of the lesson, top of the list, and we'll deal with those questions in the lesson. Remember, you are expected to know this material. You're not expected to understand all of it, but you're expected to have at least looked through some of it. Okay guys, so look forward to seeing you in the next lesson and answering your questions on Google Moderator.